Okay, welcome to my first ever speed paint. Today I decided to draw the main Scarlet Violet cast with my headcanon slash redesigns. Starting off, I drew the base for all of the characters, just some sketches, and then I went in. For Scarlet, I just kind of decided to keep her the same because I thought her design was pretty solid, pretty cute. I did forget to add her pocket and her school badge, but I don't really care. I tucked in her shirt just to make her look more nerdy since she's a transfer student and it's like her first year. You know, the huge. For some reason, for the whole speed paint, I made everyone's heads really big and their feet really small. So like you'll see me adjusting it here and there. I just give her like a regular stance pretty much. Later in this video, I am going to be talking more about spoilers, as well as my thoughts on the game itself, because everyone, like, has their own opinion about it. Gonna have to edit out my gallery in a second. I can't. I use a lot of the symmetry tool for specific characters, everybody's faces pretty much, just because I couldn't get it even, and I was drawing on my tablet. Her fucking hairline. Sometimes you'll see me make notes in the video about characters' designs. For Mona, it was her staircase hairline for some reason, looking like JoJo Siwa over there. For Nimona, I made her look a little bit more sporty in her outfit, as well as give her a little bit more bangs, and I pushed her highlights into the rest of her hair as well. Here's me using more symmetry tool. I decided to keep her shirt untucked just for that more sporty look. I gave her shorter shorts as well with the drawstrings and 2 cargo pockets. I thought her leggings were really cute, as well as her sports shoes. She did get the pocket and the badge. I also liked her little arm guard thingy. I don't know what it is. Oh, I added a band-aid and a little patch too, just to make it look like really cute, you know. Once again, her feet are really small. I tried to edit it and I didn't really know how, per se. I just kind of went along with it. You'll see me adjusting several characters throughout the video, but it see, like, I couldn't figure out which one I wanted to do, so I just said, say fuck it, and I went with it. I'm not the best at drawing shoes either. Here's Penny. By the way, I just decided not to draw. I just decided not to draw bags for everyone. I got some references on Pinterest as well. I also hate her haircut, so I decided to try something else. I went with a Japanese quote-unquote kawaii preppy fashion. I thought it was weird that she didn't have a school uniform. I know that she like just transferred back from Galar, or the Galar region, but I don't understand why she was, like, it was okay for her to not have the school uniform. I tried to make her shorts look more like a skirt, and then I realized I have to cover it up with her jacket anyways. She does still have her Eevee bag in this redesign, but I just decided not to draw it. So yeah, I gave her a school uniform as well as a big jacket. I decided to give her, like, in the references, if you saw it, like these fruity socks. So yeah, I couldn't decide if I wanted her to be Naranja or Uva, so I gave her both the purple and orange colors on her uniform. I tried to make it look like she modified the uniform herself, since she is, spoilers, part of Team Star, and they all modified their uniforms, and that's one of the reasons why they got kicked out. So yeah, she wears different socks. She probably changed the coloring on her uniform to be both purple and orange. I also, like, skipped all of my recording for Sada. I don't know why. I don't know when I stopped recording. Oh, I didn't record Arvin either. That's great. I just realized that. That's awesome. For Arvin, I just gave him some sort of sweater. Oh yeah, she has her toenails painted. That was weird. Farvin, I gave him some sort of a two-tone sweater. I can talk more about it when I color, but I gave him more of a sweater instead of that weird vest, and some cargo pants and his boots. I kept his hair pretty much the same, but I did give him heterochromia, because I think he had heterochromia. And I made Sada look modern as well as past, so she has like some shorts on, some jeans on basically. For Sada, I couldn't exactly figure out what I wanted to do for his outfit, so I got some tech wear and like future wear and stuff. I decided to also make him look half normal, so for his pants he's wearing like tech wear pants basically. Here's me struggling with this stance. Some cargo pants, sort of. I don't really know how to describe them. And then his top is sort of a cyber suit, almost like Spider-Man-y, if that makes any sense. Yeah, like everyone's feet in here is gonna be fucked up. I don't know what happened, but I kind of got lazy. I decided to do this like off-shoulder thing with Turo. I thought it would look really cool. Here's me not figuring out how belts work. I thought it would look really cool for him to have an off-shoulder coat. I just wanted to change their coat, the professor's coats a little bit, just to make them look a bit more unique. Oh yeah, here's a bunch of designs that got covered up by his coat that made me really sad when I had to erase them, but it's whatever. I ditched the suspender thingies because I thought that they looked kind of... I don't know how to describe it. They just didn't look right, so I ditched them. Yeah, I added some like sort of cyber suity designs. Like prints, basically. I thought they would look really cool. There's a little bit of inspiration from Miguel O'Hara, my current fictional crush that I want to do unspeakable things to, but we don't talk about that. There's a lot of wrinkles that ended up getting covered up because he has his hand in his pocket. You can't really see that, but whatever. Added more of the cyber suit designs on the inside of his coat. Here I am erasing all of my cool details and immediately feeling sad about it, but I know it and you guys know it, so that's pretty much all that matters. Yeah. Now my references. Now it's time for Gita. Gita I kind of popped off with, I'm not gonna lie. At first I kind of went with this like super alien look with her, until I remembered that it was just a theory that she was evil, and I just didn't want her to look like an alien for no reason, so I toned it down later in the video. Struggle with her stance a little bit. She kind of looked like a South Park character, but that's okay. So yeah, here we are restarting. She looked a little bit older, but I think the face line's kind of added onto her. Tried to go with this sort of androgynous look that she has, but I tried to make it look a lot more interesting instead of her just being like a CEO. Because you know, all the other champions on the other games have like some really cool, interesting designs. So for this one, I decided to flip her sleeves, so the bigger part is on up. So it's basically gloves. I decided to flip it. Her ribbon, I crinkled, did this sort of like square patterny thing with. I still gave her the top of the suit. I kept her chest flat. I really want to do like this sort of like super cool collarbone look. There was like that I wanted to incorporate a lot of the eyeball design that she has on her hand, because if Game Freak does decide to be awesome and give us a little bit more lore on the champion team, it'd be really cool to see why they all have that eyeball, like as you can see on her glove. I gave her Terra crystal earrings because I thought that it was really cool. Here I am erasing all the other bits that you don't get to see. I kept her hair super long, but yeah. And she has like this sort of a collar in the back that looks like an eyeball. Or like a sun or something. It looks really cool. I got really lazy for Violet and just kind of did the Scarlet design. I just erased the hair, closed the mouth, changed the chin, changed the hair, took away the chest, Made the hips less apparent, changed the waistline, changed the sock level, and I also took out the crotch fold later. I do that later though, so just know I do, okay? By the way, in the corner, I have my username Vampire. That is my username across pretty much all important platforms. TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, AO3, I mean, Deluxe, everything. Pretty much everything. Alright, here I am coloring. I do the paint bucket tool sometimes. It just never looks right, so I do opt for just coloring in by hand, and it does take a lot more time, but who cares. I decided to make her on the underside of her hat orange instead of blue. I know that they have orange and blue because they're opposite colors and they look really nice, but you know, I just thought it looked more appealing. For her shorts, I decided to go with the lighter orange and the darker stripes on it. Add an orange to her shoes. And yeah, it looks kind of like clowny until you look at it from afar, and then it looks okay. I know, I was worried about it too at first. I gave gold buttons instead of blue buttons, kept her hair brown, kept her eyes brown. It works. For Nimona, essentially the same, except she got the darker version of the shorts and the blue drawstrings that she originally has. I kept her leggings the same. Pretty much, yeah, everything's the same. I just took out the black parts on her arm thingy. No, the black and white parts. I don't know, I just sort of simplified it a little bit. Her shoes I did as best as I could. And of course the band-aids. Here I'm coloring her face. It was really hard to get around her hair because I forgot what parts were her hair and what wasn't. Gave her some freckles, gave her a mole, gave her some dimples. I just thought it would be really cute. Shoes. Like I said, I'm not the best with shoes. It's something I need to work on, really, is clothing details. Her eyeballs. Then her hair. Like I said, I gave her more of the highlights. I thought it was really cool that most of the characters in the game had highlights, so I decided to give them to the rest of the characters besides Scarlet, Violet, and Gita. Here's Penny. I made her a little bit less yellow than what her skin color was. I'm giving her both school colors on her shorts and her tie. Lightening them, making them more pastel on her socks. Gave her gray and pink shoes. And yeah, gave her a pink jacket. I just thought it looked cute. Her fruits are stitched on, which is, I don't know if I already mentioned, it kind of makes it look like she modified her uniform yet again. I also gave her a jellyfish haircut because I don't know what she has going on in her original design, but that was ugly. And I made the top side red and the bottom half blue. Here's Arvin. Like I said, I gave him sort of an overcoat, two-tone sweater, yellow and purple. I played Scarlet, so personally I see him more fitting the Scarlet game, but you know, I didn't really want to do both colors, so I just decided to even it out, really. Give some to Violet's side, give some to Scarlet's side. I gave him some cargo shorts, just because he was a very sporty person. Some zippers, some extra pockets. I promise I actually drew him, I didn't use a base or anything. Yeah, I gave him some Timbs. I like the yellow accents on them, so I decided to keep it. Personally, I had canned him with just a little bit tanner of skin. I just think it looks a lot cuter on him. I did still give him the eye swoop because I think his design is really cute. And depending on which parent, yada yada, he covers the eye to forget them, something parental issues. I gave him one color like his mom's eye and one color like his dad's eye, but I still made his mom's eye a little bit more blue, because I like him with blue eyes. It's cute. Gave him some freckles, and I also gave Professor Sada freckles. She has them on her face and her chest. You can sometimes see it if I zoom in. For Sada, I took a lot of inspiration from Ida, just because I wanted her to look a little bit older. I still gave her muscles, 'cause, damn. I made her a little bit more milfy, but yeah, she does have fangs in her original design. You can see it when she talks, so I decided to let them protrude out of her lips a little bit. I also gave her gray highlights, gray streaks in her hair, just to show age and also to have her have highlights like the rest of the characters. Like I said, I was listening to a really sad song when I was doing her jewelry, so instead of having them orange like in the original design, I made them blue like Arvin's eyes so that she has something to remember him with, and that made me really sad when I thought about it. So yeah, just a little detail there. The beads in her necklace and her bracelet are the color of Arvin's eye. Sad moment. Also made her, the fur on her coat a little bit lower. So Sada was really pink for some reason. In his design. I know it's like color theory, but he was like hella pink, so I just made it a little less. And then I went in with his design, gave him also gray streaks in his hair to match everyone else. I made his suit a dark purple. I actually totally forgot to add in neon highlights like I was going to, like neon lights. So just pretend that there are, or we can just forget it. I don't really care that much. I got like really lazy halfway through this because I had been recording for 4 hours and I didn't even realize it. I was sitting in the same bed for 4 hours, didn't go to the bathroom, didn't eat, didn't drink, like literally. I got so focused and I actually forgot to practice driving. Like, it was pretty bad. I think that's the whole point of the speed paint video is that you can see all the minor details that I put in there that nobody else can see, pretty much except for me. Yeah, here I am giving him his beard. I've never actually drawn a beard before, so it was something new. I made Gita more brown than she was pink. Here I am. I really think that her design was really cute, so I honestly just kind of went with the same color scheme and whatnot. To portray gold, it's gonna be more green and brown for some reason than just straight up yellow. There's that little collar that I talked about. Once again, her upside down gloves, I saw a reference on Pinterest for like angel wing gloves or something, and I thought they were really cool that I just decided to flip her sleeves upside down. Some tassels, the prints on her legs, that was really cool. Studying these characters' designs and their clothes actually has helped me be like, oh yeah, I should add that when I draw people's clothes. So the folds in the pants, the pockets, yeah, it was all really interesting. Kind of taught me how to draw it. For leather shoes, I really like the leather shoes because when you add the highlights on them, they're more flat than they are blended. Here I am adding the terra crystals on our earrings. You'll end up seeing it more at the end. Doing her hair. I really like her hair, actually. I kind of hope she ends up being some sort of evil team member because it just looks really cool. She'd have a really cool concept to be evil, but I can't guarantee it because we've pretty much gotten all that we know about the DLC and whatnot. But yeah, erasing all my extra notes. And here I am going in with Violet. Essentially, rinse and repeat for all the other characters. So the shading process is going to be really boring. I don't feel like talking all the way through it again. I'm just going to be coloring above the color layer, changing it to, I think, multiply or color burn or something, lowering opacity so that it fits, and then rinse and repeat with highlights. I'm just going to run, I think, a few memes over it. Some funny, some interesting videos. By the way, you can put this on in the background. I know that it's a pretty long video and whatnot, but I just like to show my process because I've never really done that before and I wanted to make a YouTube video. So yeah, I do fill in the other part of his shoe later. I know that I forgot, but I took a big break after coloring all of this. Alright, here we are shading. There's everyone is, and shading. So yeah, I'll be back in a bit.
The silicone parts are made for toys. I want them real thick and juicy. So find that juicy double. Mix a lot's in trouble.
I be popping bottles, sparkles and champagne. that be my section. Royalty looking sexy, you know that be my name.
You guys, he literally has a fat, and I want to smack it.
You ever hear the shoulder touch? Well,
Step off! Step off! Shit! They jumping me! They jumping me! Save your boy!
Okay, enough Spider-Man for now. We cut it off before anything serious happened. With the rest of the time that I have left in this video, as I'm doing hair and lighting and whatnot, I'm just going to talk about how I felt about Scarlet and Violet. I haven't been a Pokemon, well, I have been a Pokemon fan my whole life, but that's not saying much considering I'm only 18. The first games that I played were Fire Red and Emerald Green on my little Game Boy. I really liked this game. I thought it was very cute. I loved the story. I love how dark Game Freak has gotten with their storytelling. I know it was dark before, but it was never frontline. You had to like read Pokemon entries and stuff like that. But they really got dark with this game. I loved the characters. I loved their just their development. I really, really loved Arvin and the professors. I played the game when it first came out, day of, and I finished it about 2 days later, at about 3 in the morning, and I could not stop crying about just Arvin and his story. I felt so bad for him, and I was just like, dude, like, ugh, it just hurt. It really, really hurt. Even the soundtrack in this game is fantastic. Of course, Pokemon soundtracks are always amazing, but the fact that Toby Fox even worked on some of my favorite songs is astounding to me. So yeah, I can't wait for the DLC, but that's pretty much the whole Speed Paint. Thanks for watching. Thank you!